Bill Burr takes down Elon Musk, and it's going viral. We've all seen some pretty incredible takedowns of Donald Trump and Elon Musk lately, right? And honestly, some of them have gone mega viral and they've absolutely deserved every bit of attention, but none of them, none, have hit the mark quite like comedian Bill Burr has over the last couple of weeks. Burr's been absolutely ripping into Elon Musk, going in with no filter, and the guy's been on fire. So much so that Elon himself has started attacking Burr, trying to silence him. But here's the kicker. Bill Burr flipped the script and actually took down a MAGA reporter who tried to attack him for calling out Musk. This moment has gone so viral, it's almost hard to believe, but I'm about to show you just how it went down. Before we dive into that jaw-dropping clip though, let's quickly go over some context. Bill Burr was asked about his appearance on The View, the moment when he called out Elon Musk. Let's take a look at what he had to say.
Both political parties have incurred your wrath over the many years that you've been doing this. Both sides, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So
I don't know where you're going with this.
So you're bipolitical.
So, you know.
I'm not into politicians at all. They don't make any money. They're set up to be bribed, and in the end, they're all worth like $50 to $100 million. And everybody thinks one side is better than the other. You know, I don't know. It's a weird time, but I just feel like someone needs to bring the boiling water down to a simmer, and everybody on both sides, like if you watch CNN, Fox, you go online, or you listen to politicians, it's all, and then you walk out on the street and someone's like, hey, how you doing? You're like, good. So I don't think they're living in like a reality.
But is there anybody getting your ire up these days more than usual?
Nerds.
Yeah.
The nerds that own the politician. All these tech nerds that want to build robots because they don't know how to talk to hot women.
Yeah.
They're gonna take over the world. They're gonna take over. They are literally gonna replace us. We're like beta right now, and they're coming out with like the VCR. And I think Elon has got the rockets going because they realize there's other Earths out there, and they're gonna trash this one, and because they don't have any concern for it, and they're gonna move on to the next Earth. And, you know, everybody's gonna be standing down here with your blue and red ties going, wait a minute, I was on your side, and they're just gonna leave.
Well, you were talking about death in your set. Do they not realize that they're going to die, these people? They don't realize that eventually everybody dies.
I always wondered that about all religions, where they always talk about a wrathful God and, you know, will send you to hell. And it's like, none of you guys are operating like you fear this, the way you run your religion.
That's right.
So I don't get I don't understand any of that. I'm just trying to be like chill. Somebody holds the door. Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. But
so you're trying not to go to hell?
No, I don't believe in that. I don't think we are God's mistakes. Like, why is he mad at us?
He was trying to bring the temperature down before that part.
No, I don't understand. Like, God makes sociopaths, pedophiles, and all of that, and then we all have to deal with it, and then it creates crazy people who do other bad things, and then somehow it's our fault. You have to work it out.
No, but the answer is that the devil creates those.
Yeah,
God doesn't.
No, Joy.
I'm just telling you what they say. The devil made me do it.
But
She's an agnostic.
But God created the devil. That's his responsibility.
Well, that's a good point.
Why does he just get rid of the devil?
And you know what else? God created you, Bill.
Elon Musk and corporate greed, the ugly truth behind the genius label. Honestly, I'm just tired of the worst people in the world, these so-called super geniuses, who just because they've had a little bit of business success, suddenly think they get to rip apart our entire government, steal our tax dollars, and invest them in their companies. Complete corporate communism. Here's the reality. We're not getting the payoff when Elon Musk is making bank off of Starlink. In fact, we're actually getting screwed over by it. Musk's trying to replace systems in the FAA with Starlink, systems that are a lot less safe. This isn't just some corporate win for him. It's a major risk to public safety. So these guys take our tax dollars, give themselves huge bonuses, and leave the rest of us with nothing. Now they want to screw with our government even more? Absolutely. We should be calling them out. And that's exactly what Bill Burr is doing. But of course, Elon Musk doesn't like that. Not one bit. He's not here for anyone challenging him or calling out his shady business moves. So before we dive into Bill Burr's epic takedown, let's check out just how upset Musk is with Burr. It'll really put the whole thing into perspective. Bill Burr says his account was flagged after roasting Elon Musk's salute comedian. Bill Burr said his account was flagged after he said on his podcast a few weeks ago that Elon Musk has lost his effing mind. Burr said that he made fun of Musk, who owns Twitter, on his podcast for Seek Heiling during an inaugural celebration for Donald Trump. Afterward, B was going through his emails when he noticed he got an email from his Twitter account that it had been flagged what an effing baby the comedian said on his February 17th podcast of the Monday Morning Podcast, just like Hitler an effing baby. Bill Burr versus Elon Musk, and MAGAs failed to defend him, so here we are. Bill Burr calls out Elon Musk. Musk throws a tantrum about it, and then, of course, MAGA comes rushing in to defend their golden boy. You'd think they'd have a solid argument to back up Elon, but it did not go well for them. Burr's commentary clearly hit a nerve, and now MAGA is trying to attack Burr for speaking out. But here's the thing, it didn't exactly turn in their favor. They might have thought they'd come to Musk's defense, but the way Bill Burr handled it, let's just say, they didn't see that coming. Now, I want to dive into the clip of this back and forth. Trust me, it's a moment worth watching.
Tell us about your reaction to Luigi Mangione. I was reading up, that perhaps you've been supportive of what he did. What is your take on that?
If you were reading up, I don't think you read up on it. Because I said what I felt about it, and I said what a lot of people said.
Some people took it that way. So could you clarify what you think?
No, I'm not going to just have some controversial moments so you can get clicks. I'm not doing that. I'm here for Conan. I'm not doing all of this. What are you going to bring up next? The Middle East? I went to summer school 3 out of 4 years in high school. I'm not qualified to talk about this.
I was just going to read it down.
What do you think about global warming?
You said about Elon that he was ruining Earth, I saw on The View. You're critical of him. What do you think of all the boycotts, like even the violence
I don't watch the news. I don't watch the news. I have no idea what's going on. I watch Instagram. I watch people wipe out on motorcycles. I watch lions and hyenas fight each other. This is the things that I do. And I don't think you should be asking a comedian. You're a journalist.
Comedians are on top of current events.
No. That's weak. That's you guys passing the buck. You guys need to have balls again, which you don't. You guys always goes, should we be thinking this? Duh. You guys present stuff like that. You guys used to have balls. You need to get your balls back. And it's not my job. I am a dancing clown.
Bill Burr for Congress. He'd shred Republicans in a heartbeat. Can we just send Bill Burr to Doge? Or honestly, anywhere where he can just shred these Republicans? Seriously, the man has a gift for it. We need more of that. Way more of it. Imagine putting him in Congress, even just for a hearing. I know he's not about that politician life, but come on, we need him to rip some of these guys apart for real. This is the unapologetic attitude we need more of in the Democratic Party. We've been calling for this kind of boldness, and Bill Burr has it down to an art. This is exactly what people are craving. Folks who are not afraid to speak out and bring the same level of intensity against the disgusting attacks on our government from people like Elon Musk. Burr is absolutely nailing it, and we need more voices like his doing these call-outs. Thankfully, we've got a few others who aren't afraid to speak up. One of the best, if not the best, is Jasmine Crockett, who also ripped Elon Musk to shreds. Let's take a look at that powerful moment right here.
I first just want to begin with a news alert. Guess what? Joe Biden is not the president anymore. So maybe we can move on. Maybe we can move into the present, because it seems like we are living in the past. And listen, these are not the good old days, like you used to sit around and your grandparents would talk to you about what used to happen. What we need to be talking about is how we are going to legislate, because I think that some of my colleagues have confused what our jobs are. And I get that we're sitting in judiciary. And so it may seem as if we are here to be litigators, but we are here to be legislators, which means that we are supposed to be writing laws, not trying to have our own trials and determine whether or not something is true or not, or whatever the case is, or who should be sued, who shouldn't be sued. All I know is that a great American hero, a good senator out of New Jersey, said something to the effect yesterday as he was shattering the record for holding the floor, a record that had been held by another racist in this country. As he shattered that, he said something about the fact that this should not be about left versus right. It should be about right versus wrong. And I am going to tell you that I want us to focus on right versus wrong. The reason that we are struggling right now in this country as it relates to people not trusting agencies, honestly, a lot of it is because of elected leaders. Let me tell you, one of the things that the chairman and I actually agree upon, we don't agree on a lot, is that we both know that there has been a sharp incline as it relates to threats upon our lives. Regardless of what side of the aisle you sit on, we both know and agree that as sitting members of Congress, we both are enduring more death threats than anybody should in this country. And I believe that it is because of the divisive rhetoric and it is because of the selective enforcement of things. And so when we have, and I'm gonna be clear because I had remarks and I'm going a whole other way. To have the sitting attorney general go on, and I'm gonna call it faux news. I know some of y'all love it, but it's fake to me. To have her go on Fox News and to then decide that she wanted to send a threat to me, it was wrong. Because here it is, she is the highest law enforcement agent in this country, and people are watching and they are consuming this information and they are believing that simply because I decided that I wanted to exercise my right to free speech, which I am not abridged from doing, that she then wanted to then politicize something that should not be politicized. I don't like Elon Musk. I'ma say it 50,000 times. I don't like him. I don't like that he going out there and he firing people. I think that he's a crook because somehow the rest of us can't sit around and get whatever federal contracts we want. The rest of us can't sit around and get law enforcement and get them somehow ordained as federal law enforcement to protect him. The rest of us can't get our dealerships protected by the federal government. That is somebody that is operating above the law. For whatever reason, just because he has a lot of money, more money than everybody else. And yes, I am happy to see that on my birthday, which is what I said, there were peaceful protests around this world against him because he is a problem. And so you never should have somebody that is sitting that high and is going to sit up here and threaten a sitting member of Congress when she knew good and well, if she watched the entire thing, that I specifically told protesters to make sure you consult with lawyers, just like I've told protesters over and over and over in the history of me advising people to go out and exercise their constitutional right. The fact that there are other sitting members that have received letters of threat from this new DOJ tells me that they are about retribution and they are not about following the law. The reason that our party, or I won't even say our party, our country is torn apart is because we can't even agree on right versus wrong. This should not be left versus right. The only thing that we're asking is that we have law enforcement that will show up when there is an actual crime. If somebody calls and says, hey, I need you to investigate this cyber crime, or I need you to investigate this child pornography, or I need you to investigate this robbery, then we want somebody to show up, and we don't want them to look at us and act as if just because I'm black or because I'm woman that I am not worthy of having that case investigated, because we have an administration that is continuously railing against diversity, equity, and inclusion, or we don't need people that show up that feel like diversity should not be valued. That is why we should have somebody that may show up and looks like me. The final thing that I'll say, because you've been gracious, is this. When I first became a public defender, I had no criminal defense experience. And I walked in and I told my boss, Charlie, I said, listen, you should hire me. He said, why? I said, because I'm black. Charlie looked at me like I was crazy. And I said, let me tell you something. When I walk in, I'm going to walk in with a level of rapport and understanding that maybe some of my other colleagues will not. Charlie offered me my job, and I worked my butt off, and I worked really, really hard for all of my clients, not just those that look like me, and that is what it looks like to serve.
Jasmine Crockett and Bill Burr versus Elon Musk, a beautiful showdown. It's just so beautiful. It's like a chef's kiss. Watching Jasmine Crockett rip into Elon Musk is therapeutic. Seriously, after a long day, there's nothing quite like seeing her completely tear into Musk and watch him get so upset. It's like watching a masterpiece unfold in real time. And don't even get me started on Bill Burr. He's got the perfect line. How are you a billionaire and still angry? How is that even a thing? How are you a billionaire and still mad at America? You've literally built your wealth by stealing our tax dollars. These people are ridiculous, and I'm so glad Bill Burr is out here calling them out. We need more of this every single day. If you're tired of these billionaires getting away with it, and if you want to support us as we continue to call them out, hit that subscribe button, leave a like on this video, and if you've stuck around to the end, drop a blue heart in the comments. Until next time, I'll see you soon.